Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So they're discussing the Save America Act. It's finally getting its long-awaited debate. So it's probably just going to stall. They're not going to pass it, but at least they're putting the Democrats, diming them out, exposing them for not supporting, American citizens voting. Right. So I think this is one of the things that we're moving towards. President Trump yesterday basically exposing all of the NATO allies not helping us with, the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, and because of that, they're exposed, and it's probably very easy for President Trump to pull out of NATO, which I think absolutely should do. Because why are we, for the last 50 plus years, supporting NATO, most of the expense, almost all of the expense, and these guys won't even get involved in something that really, serves them more than it does us. Same thing with Ukraine. We gave hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine because that's what Europe wanted. Of course, that's the Biden administration, but that's the deep state. And President Trump is exposing the deep state leadership across the board. France has said it will absolutely not get involved. So there you go. Macron is, a deep state puppet exposing himself. Will he be much longer in the position that he's in, with his father, wife? I don't know. So, as time goes on, all these things get exposed. Starmer being, likes men more than he likes women. All these things. The former, not former, but maybe former, Ayatollah Khomeini son, he is, homosexual as well. So all these guys seem to like, men more than they like women. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's part of the deep state thing. You have to be a homosexual. I think it is. You either have to be a homosexual or you have to be transgender. So one of those, that's part of the Luciferian, type thing that they're pushing right now. So all of this is being exposed. So they don't support America. Why should we support them? Look at all we've done. Got them out of 2 world wars. Basically kept them safe from the Soviet Union, nuclear Soviet Union. Lots of Americans paid for all that, for decades and decades and decades. Can we get that money back, Europe? So, this is one of the things that, it's a constant exposure of the deep state. So the deep state Democrats, are exposing themselves over and over and over again. So they're not supporting Americans. You have the governor of Virginia ran on a gun-free. She was going to support the gun Second Amendment, and she gets in, and they're just destroying, gun rights of Virginians. She, ran on a lot of different issues, which basically she's backtracked on, and she's showing herself for a complete horrible liberal, full left, as far left as you can get. So she lied to the people of Virginia. I think they should impeach her, get her out of there, right? And her whole crew. So same thing with California. California is being exposed, over and over again. Gavin Newsom, he's already, kind of signaled that he's going to run for president. President? It's the worst state in the union, and he's going to run for president. So Californians have allowed this to happen, right? Every time I talk about California and how bad it is, Californians get all butthurt and make stupid comments. Go ahead and make your stupid comments so we can all see what Californians are all about. So we exposed that Lahaina had been, hit by directed injury weapons. and Californians didn't give a shit. It's like, that's Hawaii. We're having fun in the sun here. And then they got hit by directed energy weapons, right? So now, do you think Californians are awake? Are they awake to what just happened in Hawaii? Same situation, pretty much. They came in and flooded the hell out of Hawaii. And, I'm going to have a show about this tomorrow. And we're going to go deep into that, how they basically had ships out there that were directing that storm, creating the weather, all the different things. The governor, just like 2 weeks before Lahaina fires, he did like proclamations, basically, like a dictator, basically taking away, rights and so forth, and having dictatorial control. That is the same thing he just did 2 weeks before the storm. He came in and did the same thing again. So now in California, they don't need to go dictatorial. They already are there, right? So whatever they want to do, Californians are like, well, can we surf? And all down into the Venice Beach and so forth. I was just out there, and one of the local people was telling me that no one goes out there right now because of all the toxic sludge that's been washed down from the fires, completely toxic. So no one was going into the water. At least the smart people weren't, right? The surfers were not going in. They knew better. So this is going to continue until people wake up and start to get proactive, right? There are a lot of us that are, trying to help you guys wake up, but then you attack us for trying to help you wake up and get involved, right? It's like, how dare you say that, because yesterday I was like, well, I guess God's just going to roll, California into the water. And it's just because I think there's nothing left because the people aren't getting involved. In California, child trafficking through the roof, the homelessness situation through the roof, fraud through the roof. Come on, Californians, wake the F up. So get involved. Stop this bullshit, or you're going to roll into the sea, right? So, and go ahead and make your stupid comments. Californians don't want to get involved. Blame me for trying to help you wake up and get involved. So tomorrow we'll talk about this in more detail. It'll be very interesting because I said the same thing during COVID. So watch Australia. Whatever they get away with in Australia, the deep state, they're going to do the same thing in the United States. And sure enough, I said, see, they're getting away with this in Australia. It's coming to America. And sure enough, it did. Season after season after season. So they're getting away with, the same thing again in Hawaii, controlling the weather, these evil people with their, high-tech stuff, HARP and directed energy weapon and lasers from space and all kind of crazy stuff. Some people just still don't want to believe it. Don't think the chemtrails are real. Jesus, God Almighty. So what stupidity is out there is unbelievable to me. But there's people that are on that soul path of stupid. They're here to be stupid. And I don't care about them. I care about some of you out there that have the potential of waking up and helping us stop this bullshit. Now, they keep coming in and saying they're going to, push these agendas. There was 2021 agenda. Guys like me and others, threw ourselves into YouTube, and YouTube chewed us up as we're trying to, awaken everybody. And so we're doing it once again. So we helped, I guess, 30% of Americans not get the shot, at least 30%. That makes a difference, right? The other 70%, I talk to people all the time, and they're like, I know this person, and this person in my family that wouldn't listen to me. This person in my family wouldn't listen to me. They're all dead. They all have like, heart problems, and they were absolutely healthy before. People dropping dead still, and people still don't get it. People still don't get it, right? Because there's a massive number, 70% at least, I think, of people that have just, they don't care. They don't care, right? Now, there's some within that group that do, and they have done the things, that we have been promoting, like LifeWave, to like, turn your, yourself around, right? Do the hokey pokey. But, there's still a lot of people that don't even want to do that, right? But that's definitely one of the easiest things to, turn your system around and stay healthy and live long enough to see this deep state globalist, culture as it's being destroyed. So 2021 didn't work for them. Then they went to 2030, and now they're going all the way out to 2040, right? So that's a new thing, 2040, 42 or something crazy. So at least enough of us are waking up, to keep pushing their agendas back more and more and more. I know they're hoping that they can stop us out. Those few of us that are awake, but it remains to be seen, right? So we'll continue to try and wake more of you up. But there's definitely NPCs out there. Very little soul, if any soul, in their bodies. All they are just automatons that listen to whatever's told to them, and they just act like robots. Speaking of robots, let's talk about robots, right? Robots are really coming in big time, right? Elon Musk at the Davos this year said soon there will be more robots than people, right? I don't know. I think we've already got a lot of robots out there, but I think he's talking about, manufactured robots. So we have a lot of human robots out there that have been literally have been turned into robots. Some people have been turned into robots, right? Through the shot programs and through other, cell towers and HARP and directed energy weapons. It's all kind of crazy stuff, right? Tech billionaire Elon Musk made his first appearance at the World Economic Forum in Davos on Thursday and predicted that robots will eventually outnumber humans in the years to come, and humanoid machines will become as commonplace as smartphones. By the end of next year, I think we'll be selling humanoid robots to the public, Musk said, adding, "My prediction is there'll be more robots than people. Everyone on Earth is going to have one and going to want one. Who wouldn't want a robot? To watch over your kids, take care of your pets. We are in the most interesting time in history." So some of you might remember the Jetsons. The Jetsons, they had a robot to clean the house and watched over the kids. So, I thought we'd already be there by this time. I thought it would have been here, not long after when I was a little boy. All right. So it's taken a while. Is it going to be a good thing? Remains to be seen. All right. Because we know that everything can be and often is compromised by the deep state. Right. So a lot of people are losing their jobs to artificial intelligence. Of course, there is an angel intelligence out there that's working to try and, stay in the forefront. But I think the deep state artificial intelligence, they want that to, make it to the top and then control everything. Right. And they want the smart cities.
Yes, your wife coined that.
That's why. So my wife is screaming at me that she coined angel intelligence, so whatever, right? So whoever came up with it. So anyway, whoever wants to claim that, that's fine. China humanoid robots come to life in Chinese factories, evolving to become more human-like. So let's watch a little bit of this. I'm going to share some of this with you, and you're going to see this is progressing at a very staggering pace.
On next generation robots. Why do we say that?
All right. So this is already 1 year ago. humanoid robots come to life in Chinese factories. All right. So I remember when I was in SEAL Team 6, every few months we got more and more high-tech stuff. I remember going off on trips and coming back, and there was like a whole gamut of things that were more high-tech that we were using. And you went out and you got your new toys, and you come back and you play with them and you add them into your stuff, and then we practice with them, we train with them, and then we get more. So fortunately for me, because I love high tech, I was in Red Squadron, and Red Squadron really pushed the envelope on everything. So I get to play with some pretty advanced stuff. Some of that stuff is coming out now, right? And it's been well over 20 years since I've been at SEAL Team 6.
Well, because the Chinese company is developing hyper-realistic robots that can replicate emotions. Watch this story for more details.
A unique development is underway in the northeastern coastal city of Dalian in China. At the X-Robots factory, engineers are working on the next generation of humanoid robots. But what's different this time is their particular focus on enhancing the facial expressions and emotions of these robots. Look at this. As the robotic company's worker moves her head, smiles, and sticks out her tongue, a humanoid robot is mimicking her every move. Here's another humanoid robot.
Now, I have seen politicians that have someone that sits behind them that's doing that, moving their head, and you can hear them, like they can see them. They're kind of like trying to, they're talking, but they're trying to hide themselves. And they're like, look away, and they're talking, and the person in front of them is talking just like they are talking. And you can even see them make a mistake. The humanoid, the human makes a mistake that they just made, and they correct it, and the human corrects it. So this stuff is already happening, guys. It's been happening for quite some time.
That is mimicking her movements. This is possible because of the tiny motors installed in several spaces in its head. Not just that, engineers are even making use of artificial intelligence to recognize and express emotions. As per its developers, humanoid robots are the most complex class of robotic products. According to the company that is building these robots, it takes from 2 weeks to a month to produce a humanoid robot. Prices for these robots start at $200,000. So far, the main purpose of these hyper-realistic robots has been for display in museums. However, the company believes these humanoid robots will have a bigger role to play in the future, not just in healthcare and education, but in other industries as well.
Psychological counseling and health are certainly future application scenarios. We are currently conducting related research, such as auxiliary treatment and preliminary screening for emotional and psychological disorders.
So imagine a robot that's perfect for you. Maybe you're a man that would like to have a female psychologist of a certain, character or whatever, and they guide you through AI. They watch and monitor everything, and they can pick up information from your movements through subtle stuff that the human can't pick up, but the robot, because of its advanced intellect and so forth, programming, can pick up very, very subtle movements within the face, breathing, eyes. These are things I'm trained to look at myself, but a robot that's trained on this level could probably pick them up way better, right? So psychologists, like they're talking about, you go to a robot clinic, and you get these robots that basically give you counseling. So that's some of the things we're going to see. So we're already seeing a lot of people being replaced by AI, right? The phones and so forth. We used to have like these, you least talk to a human being. Of course, they're oftentimes from India, right? But at least you're talking to a human being. But now we're moving to the point where you're just saying what you want, and you're getting some kind of digital response from a voice or whatever, and then it guides you to the next input. So that's pretty much where everything's moving. It's very hard to get a human being now to actually ask questions. So we're getting to that point where the AI is going to be sometimes more efficient, right? And sometimes it is. When I want to have directions to a certain place, I don't have to look it up anymore. I just ask the AI on my phone, and I get the directions to where I want to go. It's very quick, very efficient. So more and more of this is going to come. People are like writing whole books within a day or two. Authors that used to take, I can tell you, it takes months to write a decent book, but some people are writing books within a couple of days now with AI. So, CGI and all the other things that are coming in are definitely helping us on a certain level, but at another level, they're probably going to be capable of causing our lives to be not so good, right? Such as the 15-minute cities, and then you have robocops that will stop you, or your car will shut off, your phone will stop working when you reach a limit, and you haven't been authorized to go beyond that limit. So the only way you get authorized to go beyond your 15-minute city will be you have a vacation time of 1 week per year, maybe, and then you can leave that area. But if you are someone that likes to travel and you somehow make it through the system, you're gonna have a hard time getting transportation, because there'll be all these stops at the airports, unless you're authorized, blah blah blah. You're not going to get on a plane, so you're not going to get on a train. You're not going to get an Uber. Your vehicle doesn't work. Your electric bike doesn't work. So all of these things are coming, unfortunately, I think, for a lot of us in these cities they want to make. So if you remember, like I do, all the way back to the mid 80s, I think it was, when RoboCop came out. So it's basically, 87, RoboCop 1987. So this basically took a guy that was all shot up, and they robotized the rest of his body. And he had incredible, capabilities. $6 Million Man was another example. So they basically robotized their bodies. So they still had their thinking brains and so forth, but their bodies had far more capabilities now with their robot side than they did before. So this is going to be appealing for some people. Excuse me. You have Elon Musk that's coming out with, Neuralink, and it does have some good characteristics. Someone that's been paralyzed their whole life, hasn't been able to see their whole life. Neuralink is basically allowing them to actually walk again, move again, see again. So there are some positive things that are going to come from these advanced technologies. But again, these can be manipulated and controlled. Now you can walk again, but is it you that's running you, or can someone come in and run you? All right. Of course, someone can come in and run you if you have the Neuralink. Of course, someone can. Oh, you like your eyesight? Well, if you get out of line, we're going to cut it back off. So you're going to have some of this going on in the future if we allow these criminals that are running the show, for the most part, these globalist deep staters. They want to completely and utterly dominate us and turn us into robots, right? And you can be human, but you will be robotized through your brain, having lots of stuff that directed energy comes in and, forces you to go a certain way. MK Ultra through, different ways. Your phone might program you. I just watched a show last night where this guy was hypnotizing his patients, and he was taking advantage of them in different ways, of course. So this has already been talked about, how people can be auto-suggested, through different sources. So RoboCop, RoboCop's in the future. Are we going to have that? Well, we've already got San Francisco that has approved. San Francisco supervisors vote to allow police to deploy killer robots. Right. So, some of the stuff, like I said, is already here, and it's going to be Westworld-like going forward. And we'll talk about Westworld, of course, as well. So San Francisco supervisors vote to allow police to deploy killer robots. So this is basically a drone-like, system here that has a weapon system. So this guy is controlling it. He can be anywhere. It could be in his car. He could be in, the police department downtown, or he could be a criminal that's robbing a bank with one of these things that he gets hold of, right? So, he's seeing through the robot's, camera system, and he can guide it. And if there is, let's say they're doing a raid on a drug trafficking or, criminal aliens, illegal aliens that are here, they can send in one of these things. So there's positive aspects that can be utilized with these, but we're going to have to be very much involved with how much we allow to be used. So keep that in mind as we move forward. So Westworld, a lot of you guys might remember Westworld. I saw it as a kid with Yul Brynner. It long time ago, back in, I don't know, the late 70s. No, it was like the early 80s, I think it was. I think it was like a teenager when I saw it. So, and it was way ahead of its time. And now they have the on HBO, they have the newer Westworld. And this is basically, taking it to the next level. So these robots, humanoid robots, are running the show for a great extent. And they outnumber humans. And as you see coming up, they're beautiful, they're handsome, they can do lots of stuff, right? They can interact with you, very intelligent. If you've seen the Westworld, they make great partners, I guess. So here is a human, and they basically turn off all of the robots because it's a 15-minute city. And it's completely controlled. The robots are basically, or maybe some of these are humanoid, and maybe some of them are humans that have been programmed. So this guy is awake, but he is like looking around like, what's going on? Because they've stopped everything to see, okay, we don't have control of somebody in there. Who is it? Right? So, and there you go. So Westworld is pretty much an eye-opener. It's given us some deep insights into, things that are really out there. Here's a great one. Humanoid plays tennis. So this is brand new. I just saw this. We have a humanoid that's out on the tennis court, and it looks like he's getting some easy shots, though. I don't know. He's not moving around like, some of those tennis pros. But, I mean, if you needed to practice, you could practice with this humanoid robot. So let me get down to where this thing actually works.
Among all athletic scenarios, tennis is one of the most challenging tasks for humanoid robots in fast-paced rallies. Robots must respond to unpredictable landing frames and constantly changing ball trajectories. Galbert introduces the world's first real-time whole-body planning and control algorithm for athletic humanoid tennis. It enables humanoid robots to perceive dynamic inputs and make fully autonomous decisions within milliseconds, making a fundamental transition from mechanically imitating motions to intelligent, decision-driven responses.
All right. So I think he's getting some easy shots there. But still, that's pretty impressive, right? Now, that's impressive. But let's look at what the Chinese have come up with. Oh, my God. Of course, we have to look at, what the Defense Department has. So you have the good stuff, like a tennis, playing robot. And then you have a dog robot with a weapon system. Right. So, So the lethal part of the robots, of course. Of course, we have drones that have all this stuff on them. The wars of the future are not going to be, human. Humans aren't going to fight in the future. Robots are going to go out there and do that work for us, I guess. Now, here is a Chinese show where the Chinese are basically, every year they have like this Unitrees. This is a robot manufacturing company. Humanoid robots steal the show at 2026 Spring Festival Gala. But this is showing last year's. Wait till I show you this year. Look how these robots respond from last year and how the robots are responding this year.
You might remember that at the 2025 Gala, the robots stunned everyone with a Jaco folk dance performance directed by the legendary filmmaker Zhang Yimou. That show blended traditional culture with cutting-edge robotics and left people wondering how much further this...
All right, so that's pretty basic, right? They're spinning, stuff, and that's about it. But check out this one. So this is martial arts. And you're going to see in here where the children get involved and the robots, they're, keeping a distance from the children, and then one of the kids, has a little martial arts, they're sparring and the robot hurts it. And then all the other kids come up and they're like, and the robot's like, oh, bad on me. And then goes away. Yeah. All right. So they're trying to show us that, look, the humans are going to be in control. And if the robots get out of line, then they kind of shut down and go away. Yeah, right. Now watch the micro movements of these robots. So some of them will be a little bit off and then they adjust. So this is seeing next level hand movement. So they take these batons and swords and so forth that you're going to see, and they're moving them with their hands. Their hands are like, on a different level. So they're watching their environment and they're interacting with the kids, as you're going to see here. Again, next level. What are the Chinese trying to show us here? All right. That they have the very best advanced. So again, next level. So they're hitting these ramps that are like flinging them up into the air. I guess there's one of them out there where one of these robots did 7 twirls. I haven't been able to find that yet, but I saw it talked about. That's, as I was saying, the young lad, hit the metal and it hurt his hand. So he's pissed at the robot. So the robot's, oh, my bad. And then all the other kids are like, oh, how dare you hurt us. All right. So he's going to, if this thing got out of line, started chopping people up, how am I going to take this thing down? It's probably made of titanium. Right. So you're going to hit it and it's going to break your hand. You're going to take something to it and it's not going to, you're going to beat on it if you get the chance to get that close, because it's programmed, it can pick up stuff a lot faster than our human brain can. I've trained myself to, as you've heard, I can do 3 headshots in less than a second. I can pull my knife out and stick it in an ocular cavity in 0.3 tenths of a second. But these things will operate even faster, guys. So this is stupendous, the level of technology that we're seeing here. So quite advanced stuff. And so we have Mel Carmine here. What do you think, Mel?
Brother, I'm sitting backstage and I know a couple of guys that want to get, robot girlfriends already.
Yeah, of course they do, because they can't get real women. So,
exactly. So what's going on, brother?
Just keeping it alive, trying to inform everybody.
Well, man, we got a couple of huge, your show today, God got in the way, and he said, no, the show's going to go on at 7:30 for a reason. I just got off the phone with Juanito, 107.
Nice.
And he said, Mel, tell everybody I'm coming. I'm allowing you to publicize it. I'm coming to the Junior Quantum Summit, and he's bringing books. He says if they have their own books, they can bring their own books to sign. You don't have to buy a book if you already have one. And he's going to be there for both days, the 28th. He's going to speak in on the 28th, and he's going to be answering questions on the 29th. He's not going to make it for the 27th for the meet and greet, but he's going to be there. So get the word out to the world. Juanito, 166 Center Street, Cape Canaveral, staying alive with 2 E's at the end.com. For more information, call them and they'll book you a ticket. Now I can tell you the tickets are going to go very quickly because there's really not that many seats left anyway. So at this point, it's going to be like, boom. Probably we'll make an announcement in the next 24 to 48 hours saying, sorry, there's no more tickets. But anyway, exciting stuff. Another thing that's really exciting is we're going to be announcing the name of a new .com that I'm launching because I made the movie Dear Mr. President thinking that it would land on Donald Trump's desk, which I'm sure it probably did, at least we know his kids know about the movie. And it was about censorship. Donald Trump signed the executive order saying you're not allowed to censor. This is the Republic of the United States of America, not the incorporated United States of America. And they're thumbing their nose at the rule of law, even the executive summary, and they're full on pledged, they're on a mission to censor. They don't give a shit, bro. They don't give a shit. So I've decided to launch my own social media network. And when you see the name, when you hear the name that we're going to be releasing only at the Junior Quantum Summit in Cape Canaveral, there is going to be a stampede of the Michael Jacos, the Nino Rodriguez's, the Scott McKays. All you guys are going to come because it's such a well thought out plan. It is a mousetrap that will absolutely crush every social media platform out there. It's coming. I got people ready to invest. I got programmers ready to put it together. I got artificial intelligence software that builds the software, builds the guts, and then we bring in the best programmers to make sure that everything's built out properly, put it together, sort of like an airplane kit, you got to order the kit, put it together, and then go for a test flight. That's what we're going to do probably within 6 to 7 months. There's going to be a new version of YouTube that is going to rock the world's foundations and no more censorship. We're not for sale at any price, and we're making everybody our partners. Yes, even the people who watch videos, and no more commercials.
Yay.
No more commercials.
Yeah, that's good.
It's going to kick ass, bro.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
There's been a few people that tried that over the years, but I think, you got the background, you got the know-how. I think you're going to make it work, brother.
Mel Carmine's got balls bigger than King Kong.
That's right. They got to be big.
Right.
And, they're going to come after you with their, systems to try and shut you down. So I know a lot of people have gotten hammered when they tried these.
We're building it in such a way where even quantum computers will not be able to hack the system. Number one. That's the most thing that's costing the most money is not building the actual platform. Mm-hmm. That's it right there. You hit it on the head because we know that they're going to come after us. Oh, yeah. Number one. So we have to make it completely like Fort Knox bulletproof, 29 inches of stainless steel or titanium steel, whatever, impenetrable. Right. So that's first and foremost. The fact that we're not going to censor people and people can say whatever the hell they want. Right. We're not going to stifle you, and the more people you bring, the more money you make. I mean, I'll give you an example. With our platform, a guy like Nino Rodriguez, right, who's got like almost 600,000 people, will make about 2.7 million a month. How you doing?
Yeah.
When I say we're never gonna change the compensation plan. Why change something that works? I'm gonna throw money out there like I'm a drunken sailor.
So how are you gonna bring in the revenue? Are you gonna have like YouTube? They have commercials.
We do have commercials, but the commercials are little thumbnails based on your level of interest. If you like, messing around with cars, you might get some, advertising on Snap-on tools. If you like eating, pizza, sushi, Indian food, you might get those advertisements in a thumbnail. And if the offer is, beautiful enough, good enough for you, you'll click on it and you'll watch the commercial. But the commercial is never going to come in the middle of a program like this and cut us off, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. But it's going to be an incredible platform when people see what this is, and we're going to be way ahead of the curve. And once we're going. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a lady. I won't tell you who she is. She's a local friend of mine, and she's worth a lot. She bought a lot of those Bitcoins years ago. Yeah, she's a little bit up there in age, but she's got balls also the same size as Mel Carmine. So and she loves what we do, and she's constantly at the center all the time. She's a good dear friend. She'll be at the event. She'll be at the summit. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited, bro. This is like amazing stuff,
Yeah, those events are really good. I've been to the last two.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're on this coast, and I'm going to see you in Las Vegas. And I guess you're going to be there, and you're going to fly right out and do your show. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Busy man.
Busy. Yeah. Nonstop, brother. It's like boom, boom, boom. I just found the world's best peptide company, and we're getting into the peptide business. I don't know if they're going to white label us. If they can, that'll be great. But I'm always trying to figure out, the next hack on how we could get to live an extra 15, 20 years. I just want to be a thorn in their side. Is there anything wrong with that, Mike?
No, that's exactly what I've been trying to do for most of my life, actually. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that attitude, and you bring it.
And
I'm glad that Juan's going to show up.
Yeah, Juanito just called me. He says, Mel, 100%, I will be there. So I was like, I was floored. I couldn't believe, because he tried to call me. My phone was on silent because I'm constantly got a million things going on. Yeah. He said, hey, I just tried calling you. Your phone's going, the voicemail, whatever. I called him back. He said, hey, I'm coming. So he's going to be driving down from one of the states I won't mention for his own security. But anyway, he'll be driving down, and he's like, hey, I need the address. So he wants to actually ship the books before he gets there because he doesn't have room in his trunk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. That's amazing. I know I finally get them, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, wow. It's how tough it is to get a guy like Juanito to stand still. It's unbelievable. Have you ever seen anybody travel more than Juan? Not even Donald Trump.
Not even.
Right?
It's amazing how he travels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and the beautiful thing is that we're also demonstrating a free motor. I'm sorry.
They're always searching for him.
Oh yeah.
He was in I don't know for sure, but I think he was in Italy, and I did a show with him, and he was in a room, and people were coming. I saw him in another show, I think in a similar location, beautiful hotel wherever he was staying.
Yeah.
Then he went outside I did another show with him about a week later, and he was sitting outside. He was getting ready to leave, I think, and he was saying, "Yep, see that? That's the Chinese. They're like, checking me out." So, so that's why he's incognito most of the time, because he's he's a man that they want to follow and get information on, because he's got a lot of information. So that's fantastic. He's coming to your show. Who else is going to be there?
Well, we got quite the lineup. As a matter of fact, we're also going to be releasing the movie Dear Mr. President, Show Me the Money, a movie about the straw man. I prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that every American is worth $200-300 million. I'll say that again. I prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that every American is worth $200-300 million. And I prove it in the movie. Now it's up to you guys to move that movie out there, get all 317 million people pissed off in America and demand answers. Because I think, look, if you're worth $300 million, Mike, wouldn't you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
Hey, if it's your money, wouldn't you want to be able to spend that money? If it's your money, why are they trading your marriage license, your birth certificate, your divorce license, your fishing license, your hunting license, your parking ticket, your speeding ticket? All of this stuff is being traded, and they're making compound on top of compound on top of compound. You're worth $300 million, and we're over here, even though we enjoy what we do, this is kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
We still have to slave away.
Yeah. It'd be
Right?
nice to have, better accommodations, and I don't know. There's
Right.
lots of things that we could do with that money, and create more, and do more with our families and so forth. So yeah, the bonds that they, I looked at my bonds one time. I found the cheat code. So I gave it to me, and I actually put it out to my audience. But once you do that, you got a little period of time where you can play with it, and then it's gone again.
Right.
But I got in, I saw all the bonds on me, and you're right. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of bonds. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, in the movie, we showed my actual receipt. My wife paid $2,300 and change bill, a credit card bill, along with 7 other people. My friend Molly paid $33,000 old credit card bill. My friend Bill in Boca Raton paid $8,300. Everybody paid a bill. Everybody at the same time paid that bill. Everybody at the same time got a receipt saying, thank you, your payment was successful. And then 4 days later, we get a receipt saying, sorry, we want our money back. That wasn't successful. Wait a minute. Is there money in the account? Of course there's money in the account, but they don't want you to have it, right?
Yep.
Now, if you push the envelope, Mike, you know what happens? You get a knock on the door by the FBI. Forever bother Italians.
No, I know. I have family members.
Yeah.
That use those codes and paid off bills like you're talking about, and they got away with it.
Yeah, well, there is a way to get away with it, and the guy that's going to teach you how to get away with it, he knows that loophole, is a guy by the name of Cobus. He's going to be at the summit as well, right after my movie, which you're going to be playing here in a little bit. I left it in your little chat box. It's a little premiere, a little trailer, if you will. He will teach you how to do that. He doesn't know how to do anything else. He's a one-track mind. He knows how to do religious irrevocable trusts, where you take everything you own and you give it to God. You notarize everything. Okay. We go to the bank. We break the bank in. We tell them, hey, the deposits are the owners of the deposits are the trustee, and you don't own anything. You basically, you can have access to a lot of things like mansions and Lamborghinis and airplanes and helicopters or whatever, but you don't own anything. It's all owned by the religious trust. Nobody can ever take it from you. As a matter of fact, what we did is we took Staying Alive in Cape Canaveral, the Wellness Center, which was a private membership association, and we donated it to our trust. We no longer own Staying Alive. We actually donated it to the trust.
Wow.
It's a great way to be bulletproof, man.
No doubt. So you ready for me to play that?
Yeah, play that. That's really powerful.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Share your screen. I'm about to tell you a story that is going to absolutely piss off a lot of people in the United States of America. What if everything you've ever known is a lie? Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we've been bamboozled in ways that you can't even imagine. From the creator who dared to question everything in Dear Mr. President comes a revelation so explosive it will shatter your perception of reality. This is the biggest scam ever, and your government, it thinks that you are stupid.
And the whole fake system is set up. It's all fake.
The straw man, the greatest heist in history. Before your first breath, a covert system claimed you a ghostly double made of paper, a financial slave in a world you can't even see.
The straw man. I am not that fucking straw man. That's not me. I am not all cap letters. I am me.
They've used your name as currency, trading your life in a game rigged from the start. Basically, when you're born, they put some little ink underneath your feet, and they give you the all caps name on your social security or social slave number, okay? And that's exactly what you are. That is your bond number. Every document, every signature, every debt is an elaborate illusion. You go get a marriage license, it's a bond. You get divorced, it's a bond. You get a driver's license, it's a bond. You get a fishing license, it's a bond. You get a A hunting license, it's a bond. You get a ticket, that ticket gets traded. Driver's license, insurance, all of this nonsense. These are all bonds that are being traded in your name, and they're making billions and trillions of dollars. Once you know the truth, you hold the power to choose. The system will fight back. It will try to silence you, erase you. The choice is yours.
Wow, that's powerful, man.
It is, and the movie look. I'm actually getting delivery of the final cut, which is cut 8, right now as we speak. It's downloading, and they're sending it to me on WeTransfer. And we're going to premiere that movie at the summit, but I'm going to launch it on the internet at the proper time. It's going to be $5.89. Nothing that will put you in the poor bank. You can, split it amongst your neighbors and have a house party and watch it together with your neighbors, because you want to wake up your neighbors. All right. The reality is that this is a movie that has been long waited. It had to be made, but it had to be made in a way where a 3rd grader, a 4th grader, you put them in front of the TV set, say, do you understand that? Yes. Great. Ready for world consumption. I understand that. See, I know how to dumb things down because I'm pretty stupid, right? So because they've dumbed me down too. I'm part of the matrix.
Yeah.
So I go out of my way to try and explain things so simple because I want everybody to understand. Because if there's something that is of value, such as everybody being worth $300 million, and I want everybody to know, I got to make my message so simple that I got to make sure that all 317 million people in America get to understand that message so that they take action, right? Otherwise, I'm wasting. It's like I'm pissing into a tornado. Right?
Yeah, that would be good.
Exactly.
But I think that's going to be very inspirational for people to see that. I just put the that link into the description box.
Awesome.
And the chat, so people can see that, and it'll get people really motivated, because you broke it down right there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about this for a long time, and it took me a while to figure it out. And
wait until we see. There's another clip that we just.
Man, good.
There's another clip that we just added that is a lady out of Australia that breaks down in 6 minutes. She crystallizes Nasara Jasara, part of the straw man, the whole thing.
Wow.
It is the most powerful piece we ever found on the internet. I mean, we went out of our way to literally find the most elementary pieces and glue them in a sequential order, in an elementary order that makes perfect sense that anybody can understand. No one, after they watch the movie, should ever ask, I don't understand that. Because if you don't understand that, you might want to go get your brain examined. You might be borderline retarded. You know what I mean?
But there's still people not going to get it, but that's okay. We'll just let them not get it, and there's enough of us that are getting this stuff that we're going to make a difference. Yeah.
But we got the great Jerry Reed, who will be on stage. He's actually right now, today, he just shipped a box of goodies that's coming to the Quantum Summit. It's a box full of components that he's going to put together, and out of those components will come a free energy motor demonstrated on stage. I think that's one of the reasons why Juanito is coming. I literally piqued his interest when I said that. He actually never seen one of these things maybe work in real time live. So yeah, there you go. Jerry Reed. Jerry was growing by 8,000, 10,000 people on a bad day on Facebook. He was getting ready to hit like 400,000. He went past 400,000, and they started tightening him up and stifling him. He's at 485,000, 487,000, and he's struggling to get to 500,000 when he was growing by sometimes 10, 20,000 people on a good day. He can't get past 500,000 now. You know why? Because he asked for his money. He said, hey, I would like to monetize now. Because, we can't monetize your content. And they know what the content is, and they turn them back.
Wow.
Yeah, just like that. That's how fast it happens. But anyway, we have Alan from Staple Crew, which is XRP guys that are absolutely awesome. These are people who will be talking about the new financial system on stage. Stone, Nolan, Gibson, Harris. These guys are like experts in XRP. We got the The asset management, what is it? Asset protection sisters? They are amazing when it comes to protecting your crypto and where to buy it. They basically had, a big company come to them and say, hey, listen, if you could teach us how to buy cryptos and teach us how to where to store it safely, we'll pay you a lot of money to learn how to do that. So they realized, they said, hey, there's a business here. So they launched a business out of that model, right? So a lot of great stuff going to be happening on stage.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And, you got a lot of people I've had on my show. So Larry Ballard, Jim Gale, great
Yes.
people. Dr.
Yeah.
Jan. So she's telling us that she's going to be involved in some very high speed stuff. I don't know if she's going to be talking about that, but she basically informed us that the people that are in the military that are doing I guess the coming military tribunals, the JAG officers, they're cleaning them out, the bad ones. And the good ones are going to get ready to do the Guantanamo, show. They're going to televise people going to trial.
I think that's going to be the biggest, the best reality TV show ever, to be quite honest with you.
Oh yeah.
If there is if they allow you to watch the gruesome part where we can actually see public hangings in real time on television, and it costs $100 a day to watch that, I'm paying for it.
Yep. Some of our favorite people that we want to see, getting the nice necktie, that definitely deserve it. So yeah, this is going to be, these are great. I loved it. I'm bummed that we're not, going to be there. But we're going to do a Zoom call if you want us to. That's going to be great.
Sure. Yeah. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that? Why don't you make a cameo appearance via Zoom? That would be fantastic. I will put you in touch with Amber, and we could absolutely make that happen. 100%.
Fantastic. Yeah. I look forward to that.
Yeah. I know some of your people are going to be there supporting some of the work you're doing. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. The LifeWave stuff. I appreciate every time, every year you support us. So it's been great. You have a great audience that gets involved in that. So yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I can't wait to make the announcement of the name of the actual URL, which is already locked up for like 8 years, by the way.
Wow.
We locked it up for 8 years. They're going to say, oh my God, how fucking clever. I'm serious. I'm serious. I have a way with names, boy.
Very nice. All right. So Quantum Summit 1776.com.
Yes, that's where they get their tickets.
Yep. Yeah. Tickets there. And so where's the hotel? You still have the hotel?
Some people are staying 20, 30 minutes away because the prices of hotels right now are a little bit steep because it is a spring break. I probably won't do any summits anymore in March because of that. But some people are staying like in Titusville for like half the price and driving in 25 minutes, no problem. Some people are staying in Cocoa, another 25-minute drive, and they're getting half the price as well. So people are getting creative. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. So it's going to be very, very cool. And we got some people on stage talking about QAnon. I try to get that guy Geronimo and Dave and all those guys, but they I don't know what it is, man. The podcasting community, and I say this openly. I mean, we're on a live mic here, right? A lot of people they get full of themselves. They think they become rock stars. I mean, this rock star business is a lot. People don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It's definitely not what you think it is. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But don't let it get to your head. That's the important thing.
That really is. You got to be humble because you get cocky and get full of yourself. You get knocked down. I've learned
absolutely. Yeah, but I have reached out to them, and if they want to come, I'm not pissed off at them for not answering the phone, or if they think they're rock stars. I hope that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely would love to have a team on stage that will like to talk about QAnon and the whole thing and how it started, and so that's going to be something pretty cool.
Yeah, good. So you're probably going to get a lot of people there, I believe, and you're thinking you're going to sell out.
Oh, now that Juanito is coming, there's no doubt. I think tickets are going to go within 72 hours. There'll be no more tickets left. I'm very sure of that.
Well, everybody in my audience better jump on there and get
Yeah.
some of that. So
The VIP tickets are completely sold out, so there's only general admission seats left.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those VIP tickets. Those
Yeah.
are really good. You got nice
Yeah.
meals and right up front, so you could get all the action, talk
Yep.
to all the cool people. So
Absolutely.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we're excited, man. I mean, I'm like pinching myself. I'm like, am I in a dream? Like Juanito's coming to the show, you know? Imagine if we could get Nino Rodriguez there, but Nino doesn't like crowds.
Yeah, that's true. He'll promise,
You know?
but he won't show. And I know you were gonna probably do some more things there, and somebody like yanked your chain a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
too
listen, one of my clients is actually a very wealthy guy, right? And I won't mention his name. He's good friends with Trump and all that. But anyway, he was going to send what's his name, Nino Rodriguez, a private jet, his private jet, to pick him up and bring him to the last Quantum Summit.
Yeah.
And he said no.
Yeah, he'd already said he was going to come, and then last minute he decided not to.
Maybe we'll see him in Vegas. Who knows?
Yeah, I think we probably will.
Yeah. Who's going to be there? Is Bo Pony going to be there?
I don't know. I don't know who's going to be there really.
Okay.
I know what we're going to be talking about, the bond situation, and that's going to be something we'll all probably, once we get all that information, we'll probably have some of those guys on our shows and then discuss what we learn. But that's huge because from what Juan has been saying and what I've been taking in over time, and like what you just disclosed, the bond stuff, it's just these bonds are about to take America down.
But I'm telling you that 50. I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts that 50% of your police force knows that they're working now for a scam. They're working for a crime syndicate, and they still continue to do it, which makes you guys criminals.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are criminals because you guys know that money that you make on those tickets, $400, $500, $600 tickets, doesn't go to you. It goes upstairs. They trade it. They make all the money, and you guys can't make ends meet. You got your wife is working 2 jobs. You're working as a cop, slaving away. You're fighting. The highest level of divorce is within the police force. Yeah. Okay. And you guys stop giving tickets to people who are 72 years old that are stuck part of the social slave system that still have to go to work at 72 to make ends meet, who's maybe pressed for time doing 12 miles over the speed limit. That's not an emergency. We're having 5 guys around with 17,000 lights on. It's ridiculous. Stop it already.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to get cleaned up. And those guys have it tough. They're, like you said, their wives are, working a couple jobs. Their kids hardly ever see them. So it's a tough life.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't get paid enough.
I mean, listen, we're in such a scam slave system. People say, well, Mel, if we give everybody universal basic income and everybody makes all this money off of XRP, no one's going to go to work anymore. What's wrong with hanging out with your family and enjoying your life for a change and maybe doing something that's creative?
Yeah.
Maybe you have a passion, Mike, for building hot rods, and maybe I have a passion for owning a hot rod, and I got a lot of money, but I don't have the time to build one. Maybe I want to build one with you, and you'll say, listen, Mel, I'm just as rich as you are. I don't need the money. Let's build a 1963 Corvette. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need the money. There's going to be so many people giving stuff away for free for the first time ever because everybody's got such an abundance. What is wrong with that? You were supposed to be on this what do you call it? Hamster wheel for the rest of our lives?
No.
I mean, think about it. You're born, you retire by the time you're 65. If you don't have any health issues, which most of us do because they keep spraying us with the stuff that we have no idea what the hell they're spraying. The houses we live in are poisonous. Okay. I found this new method of building homes, which is not new at all because the pyramids are built from it.
Yeah.
And so is the Wall of China. It's called rammed earth. Go look it up, guys.
Yeah,
Go look up rammed earth. Unbelievable structures, earthquake proof, hurricane proof, tornado proof, fireproof, waterproof. I mean, these walls are 2 feet thick. You don't need air conditioning. You don't need heating. You don't need nothing. They're amazing structures, and some of them are gorgeous. And because they wanted to make money on cement that is not good for you, it keeps you sick, and because they have to keep the pharmaceutical industry fed, and because they have to make money on insulation, the fiberglass bullshit insulation that doesn't even work. Okay, all of this stuff, and you're living in a building that's toxic. You're wearing clothes that are toxic. You're eating food that's toxic, and they're spraying you. Hello, is anybody home? Why do you think I own stayingalive.com? Why do you think I'm getting into the peptide business? Why do you think I went today and got an IV drip of all kinds of goodies into my bloodstream? Yep. Because I'm going to be here for a long time. You're not going to get rid of Mel Carmine.
Good.
You know?
Yeah, so it does make a difference, how you treat your body. So peptides are definitely the way to go.
100%.
Yep. And
100%.
so yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat, they're looking forward to going. I guess they're going to be signing up with you. So that's
Come
good.
on down, baby. Come on down.
That's right. Come on down.
And I'll tell my wife to get in touch with Tracy. This way we get you your beautiful face on that poster.
Very good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know, you had me up on stage with Carrie to keep her calm. So
she's a piece of work.
She's not coming this year, so that's good.
No, she's a piece of work, boy. She's too much to handle.
She's amazing. Yep.
Yeah. She's hounding me right now. Why are you allowed to go? You're a nobody. I'm somebody, and I'm not allowed to go. Yeah. She didn't say that, but she may as well have.
Yeah, she's a trip. She's good though. We all love her,
we love her work. I mean, she does fantastic work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially her early stuff, right?
Oh my God.
Like your early stuff when you were talking about the Super Soldier program and all that kind of stuff, and you blew people's minds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that stuff.
Still talking about it, but it's everybody knows about it now. So I just come in.
Yeah.
I got some more memories. Let me share some more stuff. So it is amazing, how so many people are waking up though to a lot of these things, and I think in the future that because so many people are waking up, they're losing their control, and they're not going to be able to do the thing, and we're going to just take over the world, and AI and robots and all that kind of stuff. They'll do all the work, and it's going to be great. So we'll just have fun and increase our consciousness.
Let's go fishing. Let's go jet skiing. Let's go fly on the other side of the ice wall.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I know. Inner Earth explorations and bottom of the sea and submarines and visit those stations that are down there.
My mom is like, it's like she goes, "You did the right thing." She goes, "That you never had kids." I said, "I want to have kids. I want to have all this money. Who the hell am I going to leave it to?" Don't. She goes, "They'll try to kill you to get to it." You'll have more stress, right? So another entity that's trying to kill you to get to your money, right? But anyway, needless to say, she's like, just leave it. Just donate as much as you can. If you got money coming in from interest, donate to as many people as need it. You know what I mean? Just give it away. And I think she's right. I think that's the era we're moving into.
I agree. Totally.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Mike, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for coming. Even if you're going to come via satellite, via Zoom, that's okay. I think your crowd will absolutely appreciate that.
Definitely. So Quantum Summit, it says 2. Is it 3?
What's that?
It says Quantum
Summit. No, this is Quantum Summit, Junior Quantum Summit. That's why. Yeah. We tried to do it in a big airplane hangar, and God just kept saying, "No, you're going to have it inside the center because we have to expose Staying Alive, the technology that allows the body to reverse all disease," and it does. But we're not allowed to say that because otherwise we get SWAT teamed. It's unbelievable. They want you buying the little brown bottle. They want you on chemo. They want you on all this nonsense.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna change the world, brother.
Yep.
Heaven on earth is coming. Nasara, Jasara. That's why we gotta. Get done with Iran. We got to get done with Israel. We got to get done with all this nonsense. You can't have heaven on earth living side by side with the devil, and you got open borders and fentanyl and all kinds of nonsense. Someone's got to win. Like Nino Rodriguez says, this is all for all the casino chips. Someone's going to lose and someone's going to die, right? Right? Someone's got to win. And I think God's going to win.
I agree. And so we're going to win.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Brother, I love you. I love your wife. Tell her I said hello. And we'll see you soon.
All right. Hope you pack it out this time. Good job.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you.